Okay, so we're now recording. So we're welcome to module 3 of our Healing Pain with Love. So on the 22nd, and welcome to Margarita and to Karen watching afterwards in the replay, who's not with us. So yeah, just Rosette, just picking up on what you were saying. So you're practicing these ways for your pain each day, and it's have you noticed last time we worked on your posture of your aspects at the time when you began with the medicine? And
yes,
so
have you noticed? I did it with you the other evening, but that's not what is the most helping for me. It's really going to the pain and so on, because I have trouble to identify really, you know, it came in my life and there was nothing very special happening. So it seems to me that my aspect at that time was kind of okay. So I prefer to just apply that to the pain. It works.
To the pain directly, and it works better. Yeah. So, and are you feeling that it's like pain relief for the day and then it comes back again and you have to just use it for pain management? Or is there an evolution so that, you know, there's less pain than there was?
I think there is an evolution, because I know that I'm going to do that and it's going to be helpful. So it helps the whole thing, if you want.
That also helps, yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
you have, yeah, with the process, good. And Janine, how's your feet?
It's good. I had a realization in the week that I went round to see my sister, and she'd just been on a matrix, EFT matrix thing course. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to do some work, and we're discussing my feet, and it just came to me after a bit of tapping that I've never liked them. I've often said I hate my feet.
Oh. Mm.
And I thought, well, that is the exact opposite of what we're trying to do here. So no wonder they hurt. You know, even since I was a teenager, I've always said that they're too big, they're too wide, and I hate them. You know, the pretty shoes never fit.
Okay, okay. So there's a relationship to heal there as well, generally, like an underlying relationship, yeah.
Well, I have tried to do some work with it. Was only yesterday when I went, so I have tried to do some work with it, but I think there is still quite a way to go. Again, I've just finished work, so they are particularly bad at the moment. Again.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, here she is. So welcome, Margarita.
I couldn't find it. I didn't know where it was.
So sorry, I couldn't answer your phone because we'd already started, so sorry about that. But anyway, you found your way. For me, by the way, I use the same link always. So if you ever, whatever you're doing, joining in with me, till now, I'm just using the same link. So if you used it for a previous thing, you can use it again if you can't find it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just catching up on how we've been going on with this, you know, using love to heal pain and the things that we've been dealing with and how helpful it's been. Rosetta was saying it's actually really working for her each day, which is great. And Janine, you got some new insights about the feet, but still you have like this underlying, because you've still got pain, like you've been on your feet all day today.
Yeah. So it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, so okay, so we can maybe look a little bit further about that. And Dita, what about you during the week? And have you done, has there been any opportunity or a chance for you to practice?
I've used what I remember from the sessions from in the training with Karen. Now, like for certain things, you know, like very useful, very like soft and effective, you know, and also in between for myself, like before yesterday, before the Supermind session, I was kind of tired and had some pain also. And then I did this, and I kind of fell asleep for a second, and then I was fresh again, like some kind of energy boost or something.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So Margarita, you missed this last time. Did you manage to catch the replay for last week?
I didn't, Sandra, because
No.
I'm just scattered, that's all. But in fact, actually, I don't even know whether I did or not. But anyway, I do know that whether it's the socks or whether it's what it is, but I certainly am walking better. But it could be a mixture of things, because I mean, all of a sudden I've begun to be walking much better because I have muscular rheumatism.
Yeah.
And I'm beginning to be walking better. So it could well be that, because I have been doing it like without going into last week's call, because I can't even remember what I've been doing this week. Can't remember what I did this morning out of mine last week.
Anyway, well, you're attending so many different things, aren't you? So, okay, well, let's, I had a kind of intention to do, one of the things that we've discovered, let's just look at patterns that we've got, structural patterns so far. So in the first session, we just looked at the posture of accepting, allowing, understanding there's an energy deficit where the pain is, and bringing the energy of love there and raising the energy of love until we kind of get an overflow and a flow happening in that place. So kind of like a very soft emo process. And then last time we were talking about, well, what are the origins of of where the pain started, and we had a chance to explore any aspects which experienced something that still needed to have love. So we did, part of us did sending energy of love to the past aspect, and I think Dita, you had something going on in the stomach which you did some work on anyway, so you went back to the model of the first week. So but what we're seeing is structurally it's the same. We're actually sending energy to the entity, whatever the entity is. So whether it's where you are feeling pain right now and you're sending love there, or whether it's your aspect to experience something and you're sending love there, or whether it's your heart that was broken and you feel the injury in your heart, which we wanted to have a look at today, it's still the same pattern of accepting, allowing, focusing your attention in a gentle, bringing the gentle energy of love to shine in a focused way to the place that needs the energy. So actually, it's the same thing we're doing, just different versions of it. So we should recognize the structure and the pattern in what we're doing. Is that sort of that observation in what we're doing so far?
I realized that's what I realized I did. I have listened to that.
Yeah. So is that making sense? Like, you can see the structure is the same.
And there's two, and Janine and Dieter are
muted out. Yeah. So do talk back to me. It helps. Yeah. So Janine.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marguerite. So I was nodding. I thought if I'm muted, I can nod and agree.
Still nod, yeah. So whilst the aims for this is to bring the things that you want to work on to evolve and develop and grow and use this nice gentle healing approach for whatever it is that's important for you. So whilst I had as a kind of a planned subject, so let's look at heartbreak is that something that we've experienced in any time, and how would we use the same approach for healing a heartbreak? And we could do that if that's relevant for you, and if there's something that's more relevant for you right now and it'd be more useful for you to spend the time, then I'm happy to just let's do some healing for what you have going on right now. So where is everybody at now in terms of what you would like to have some improvement in?
Yeah, I would like to, like what I mentioned at the beginning, like having this kind of what I feel like is a soulless obsession, like something trying to do that with pure willpower and without like this marketing text, but without real love, and that how that leads to like tension and pain actually, and it's not fun, and it's just wanting to do it, get it done, and like forcing it.
Yeah. So how we might explore that. One, we might explore healing the stress that you've already had, and secondly, I think we did it last week with work with Janine, to look at the work entity, the concept of you're writing something for marketing as an entity, and maybe send it some love first, so send it some energy, start to look at it and see if the entity can evolve, and then see if your relationship with it can evolve into something else. How does that sound? That's the 2 steps.
Yeah, but it also has like I have some concrete tension in my head.
Yeah, so that's why I said first let's do some healing of, you've been traumatized already by trying to do it today in your current relationship, so let's heal that first and then look at evolving the relationship with it, maybe.
Yeah.
Possible. Okay, well, let's release the head tension first. And Janine, your focus right now, again, your feet is hurting actually now.
Can I just say the thing we did with having work as an entity last week? Work has been a lot better this week.
So, very good, very good.
Yeah, it's been a much sort of lighter atmosphere at work. And, I can't say it's because of me, but it's certainly felt much nicer at work.
So that's good feedback, isn't it? So that should be encouraging, Dita, to explore that.
I'd actually forgotten that we'd done it until we signed in again tonight and you were talking about it. I'd forgotten we'd done work as an entity.
Yeah.
And I was just looking back over my week and I thought it has actually been a lot better.
Yeah. So, okay, so for you, that's interesting and nice to hear that as feedback. So tonight then, what's your focus? You mentioned about your discovery, about how you feel about your feet. So,
yeah. So I feel really guilty actually, because I have hated them for most of my life. That's quite a long time now. So no wonder they hurt.
Yeah, yeah. So again, so we could look at bringing the energy of love, and maybe there's a dialogue to happen, like a reconciliation dialogue that you could have when you're sending love. So the reconciliation dialogue is to, as you've been sending all this hate energy, is like, I'm so sorry, I've been doing this all this time. Please forgive me for what I've been doing. I actually love you, and here I am trying to love you now at last, and thank you for all you've been doing for me and accepting everything. So you kind of do a releasing. It's like Ho'oponopono, but the conversation actually unlocks the energy.
That, as you were saying that, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is so that, isn't it?
They're actually unlocking the energy. And so you can have those are like the words of the energy movements of love, really. So you could have that while you're looking with love at your feet. You could do something like this.
How I'm sitting, I can just see them over the top of my computer because I've got them slightly up on the cushion.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's something nice for you to do. Margarita, what about you?
And I was just wondering whether I can, you know the issues that I have, family issues. And I was wondering if I could, like, have them as like when you say an entity.
Yeah.
Having them as an entity, and bringing love. Like, do I do it just for one situation, or can I do it for several situations?
Well, you can look at, if it's like a family bubble, you could do it for the family bubble. If it's an aspect, a person, and a moment in time where something happened that they felt had a difficult moment, you can do it for the aspect.
Well, so, and I was thinking more of like somebody's, general health. My story. I don't want to be telling it every time. Yeah. The person I'm thinking of, like, I suppose by sending love to,
you could just sit and send love to her, to the person.
Yeah, and to the aspect of her as well that might be responsible for, her aspects that are involved in this illness.
Yes, yeah. So the ones who kind of had their stress moments and whatever crisis was going on, to send to those particular aspects. Yeah, that would be
nice. God, that sounds wonderful, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's good. So just to give us a chance to get our focus. And Rosette, what about you right now?
Well, I would like. I feel good. I'm at a good place in my life. Okay, but what I do, my work, I am grief counselor, and I hold a grief cafe everywhere all the time. And I would like from this course also that you help me and give me ideas. How can I use everything you are saying now for people who are in those grief cafe? Those people are not staying a long time. They come for the 2 hours. They drink coffee. They tell their terrible problems. And I do what I can with other methods. But I like what I have been using for me, what you are giving. And I would like a little bit to understand what can I propose, like somebody who is so despondent over the death of her husband, for example. Mm-hmm. How do you go about proposing something from what you are giving to us now?
Yeah, in such a situation as that. So from both, like what we did in the first and the second unit. So the first would be, where is the pain that you feel for your loss first?
Yes.
Where do you feel the pain of your loss? So, and then which may be in their heart, quite likely, but wherever it is. And then just to say, look, what you're physically feeling is what's keeping you down and creating all this emotion now. We can, and the fact that it's there as a pain is saying, look, over here, it's calling your attention, and your mind is everywhere else but here. So let's just spend a moment to bring gentle intention of compassion and love and soft and attention to this place in your heart that is really crying out for this gentle attention. And so you can just start with, first allow it. The steps first, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. It's okay. It's normal that you will feel this. So allow yourself to feel it. And just notice, what is the feeling like? Like physically, what's the shape and size of the feeling? So you get into the body to quantify what this thing is that is being experienced. And then, okay, so let's just allow it to be as it is. Don't fight it, don't resist it, just let it be as it is and sit with it and bring gentleness to look at it. And even if you just spend a few moments to sit with gentle attention to look there, that is the beginning of starting to heal it. And then do they tend to come back, you know, so that they, you know, you see people frequently, more than a few minutes, or?
We do it, they will come maybe a month later or something like that. It's not always in the same city, but I will come to the city next to this one.
Yeah. So what you could also do was that, because I presume that you're teaching in French, or you work in French. So, you know, you could, have you seen my videos that I did Healing Pain with Love? So I did these 8 videos, and the first one, which is an intro, particularly the second one, is capturing this, you know, accept and allow, where is it? Have it, bring our gentle attention to look with love on this, and just do this, nothing else, to allow. Why don't you make a little recording of that in French? And then you can teach them and show them and say, you can use this as a support, and then come back and have some more time with me, you know, encourage them to come back. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is, you know, what we did in the second section is, you know, their aspects experienced, you know, the loss, their departed, passing, and whatever difficult moments were leading up to that. And so it may be, you know, that they have, it's, you know, their past aspects that's particularly stuck or hurting, in which case you could direct them to look at the aspect and have them sitting here with you feeling a bit better, you know, okay, I'm managing, I'm coping right now in this moment, and let's bring that love back to shine on the aspect who was at the time when something happened that was difficult for them. And then you could sit and shine love there too. So those are 2 things that, you know, basically those little 8 videos, you know, that I made, do a version in French.
Good, yeah.
Something like that. Get a hold of them, get a copy of mine and sit and see what I'm doing, and then make something so you can do live help, and then give them, say, and here in between sessions, there's something to work with that will support them.
Yeah, just one more question. Sometimes people say, but I don't have any love to send myself. And I tell them, think about your pet or your baby when it was sick or whatever, and try to feel that. But I was wondering, do you have another idea?
Yeah, that's a good question. And, you know, I've had that from, you know, people as well, because they're not used to looking at themselves with love, and what do you mean by that? Or they're not able to at the moment, to kind of disconnect it from themselves. So really, when you get them to do first the accept and allow, that allows somebody to enter into a connection that they didn't have before. So that's first thing. Second thing, you can just say, look with gentleness. You know, so even if they can't look with love, they can look with gentleness, like a tender softness, like you would be looking at a little kitten or a little fragile, you know, something that was injured, or a little baby or something. Just look with gentleness. And love happens with the volume and quantity of energy flow. So just sitting to look with gentleness for a long time, or long enough, is going to bring energy to that place. So it's a start. It's a start.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Just one question, a quick, sorry.
Thank you.
Just a quick question there. You know, when I'm doing that for somebody else, do I put, like, them as an entity, where I feel them as an entity in my body, is it? And
that's a good question, you know, because there's two ways we can work with an entity, whatever that is outside of ourselves. We can either bring our attention there and just look with gentleness, look with love, and send the energy. Or we can say, where do I feel the entity's problem or pain in my body?
yeah.
And then once we feel, what we're then discovering is the part of us that is not able to be love in front of that yet, because we're feeling pain.
Yeah.
So then we want to bring the love and compassion to that part of ourselves, bring the energy so that expands and softens and flows into love, so that we can be love in front of that pain that somebody else is having. So they're two ways. So thank you for asking that question, Margarita. So, you know.
So in fact, actually, it's the pain that they feel and where I feel it in myself. Is that it?
When you see somebody else suffering,
yeah,
and you feel pain at their suffering,
yeah,
that's your pain is the part of you that's not able yet to deal with that suffering, because it's hurt. So you take that energy in of that pain, you allow yourself to feel it, experience it in you, and if it's hurting you, that's saying my channels are not deep and wide enough yet to handle this energy of sadness and pain in the other person. So it gets blocked in you. It's triggering your limit if it's hurting. If you feel it kind of as a flowing movement, you know, in other words, you feel love.
yeah.
When you say, where do I feel this person's pain? And you feel a kind of love, then you can still soften, flow, expand and deepen and grow that. So you're handling it much more powerfully than before.
That's the one I'll use, because because I've got over the pain part in myself.
Yeah.
I have moved into a different place.
Yeah. So actually, you know, so both is kind of valid. So maybe we can look at both, you know, in the session. We'll do a little bit of one approach and we'll maybe have a look at the second way during this evening. Okay, so
thanks. Thank you.
So we each have a kind of focus, and so thanks everybody for waiting till each of us has a chance to express what we would like. I'm just thinking about Rosette. You had more of a technical question there. So what about for you personally right now? You're feeling good. Maybe, well, you know, having said what you said, when you're meeting all these women, you have the entity of the grieving person. The person experiencing loss is your entity. Mm-hmm. And maybe you could look at your relationship with the entity of the grieving, the person in grief, and send some energy of love to it. Or where do I feel that person's grief in my body? Yeah. And find your own resistance to that and grow your love and compassion. Does any of that sound?
Yes, that's right. That's perfect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So so let's deal with what we feel in the body first, because I know Dita's got a bit of a headache going on, and Janine, you've got your foot pain. So let's take a moment just to connect in with what we're feeling. So if you already have a direct physical expression of that you can feel, just bring your attention to it and allow yourself to feel it and accept it as it is. And if you want to connect with somebody else's pain and how you feel, you can say, when I think about somebody else's pain, where do I feel that in my body? And then when you discover it, you can say, okay, I allow it, I accept it. Where is it? And let's look at it. So has everybody got the place within themselves where they're feeling it now? Just give you a moment to connect.
Is it okay with this, like when you said, where do you feel it? It's like I can actually feel the pain in my feet as a tightness in my throat, rather than actually focusing on the pain in my feet.
So you could say, okay, is it possible to be aware of both? Or is the one more strong than the other that's causing it?
It actually feels quite like I'm aware of the pain there, but the feeling of not accepting my feet is here, and that seems almost stronger. Yeah.
Okay, so that's something, maybe explore that there in the throat there first. Yeah. Start with, I allow it to be there.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah. So the pain, allow it to be there. And accept it as it is, and spend a few moments to just be with it for the moment. And notice what it's like. Shape, size, density, space it takes up. And as you're looking there, look with the gentleness there. So just Margarita, just say, where do I feel this in my body?
Yeah, I know exactly.
And allow it. Allow it. I allow it.
Yeah.
And just look there and bring gentle attention to that place and sit for a few moments with the gentle attention there. Look with softness. And if you can, look with love. As you're shining gentle light of love to that place. And allowing any changes in softening or spreading, allowing everything. And looking with love and compassion. Bring compassion. This place has been struggling or hurting there for a while. Softness, love, and compassion shining to that place. And allowing any softening and spreading and flowing to happen. And as we sit here shining a gentle love to this place, just consider that it's a good thing we have this chance. So maybe a moment of thankfulness that we have this opportunity to sit here and do this, to bring love to this place. Thankful love shining there. So you can smile in your heart with thankful love that we have this chance to bring the energy of love to this place right now. Just notice what's evolving, allowing everything. And maybe we could take a pause and just see how things are evolving already, and then we can come into refocus again. So it's good to see what's evolving, what's changing, and see what's remaining. So Dita, how's your head tension? It was pretty solid when you started, so.
It's still there, somewhat. Still some tension left,
Still
but it's softer.
But it's softer. Yeah, okay.
And I, as a whole, relaxed, like fell asleep. But the tension, like in this region, is still active.
Still there, so we can do a bit more, yes. What about Janine?
I was quite good. When it started, I was focusing in my throat and I was kind of trying to force it a little bit. And then you said about being gentle, so it's like soften it. And then you said something about shining a light on it, and that for me was really good. I could imagine a light here, and then it went down to my stomach, and then down to my feet, like this little rolling ball of light going down.
Yeah.
When it got to my feet, I got a picture of when I was very small, trying on my mum's shoes, and I thought I did have small, pretty feet once. And you know how you clomp around in your mum? Well, I don't know if everybody.
We do, yeah. I mean, we remember probably, yeah.
And it was really nice. I got this picture of me, probably 2 or 3, trying on my mum's shoes. And it was nice to think I had got small feet.
Yeah. So just examine yourself what's evolving. You know, when you think about your feet and how your relationship was before and you were feeling it in your throat, how is that evolving now? What's remaining?
There's still some, this feels much better. It was feeling quite tight before, but it's much better, but there's still something more there.
Yeah.
My feet actually feel better too. Like I keep wiggling them, and that I'm having to look for the pain rather than the pain being there.
Okay.
Like if I stretch them out, then I can feel it, but as they are, it's not so much.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Okay, so we've got a focus for what's remaining. Margarita, so obviously in the middle of something there.
Yeah.
Do you want to say a bit about the dynamic going on?
Yeah, I will tell you that I thought I felt okay, and now it's in my throat, but I'm feeling something very deep, and I actually think it's not just all my own. I think it's actually what I'm feeling is hers as well.
Yeah.
Because um, as I pass through Dublin, and I'm passing the places she used to be.
Yeah.
That used to be very painful first. In fact, she was no longer there. And then I felt, very peaceful then about that. But now, when I think it was my last visit with her, I picked up something from her. I think she actually showed me a tiny bit of her feelings. She was actually showing me by her body movements.
Yeah.
And I think what I actually have inside me now is actually a deeper feeling of her pain.
Yeah.
Of the pain that's in her.
Okay.
So in many ways, it's good.
Yeah.
Because it's almost as if I'm crying.
Yeah.
But I feel it's not that I'm not crying for myself, if you know what I mean. I'm actually crying because of what I feel coming from her.
Yeah. So, and still we can go, and where is it hurting in me? And the same process then of allowing, accepting, being with, and shining love till it softens and flows and is able to be a flow movement in that place. Yeah.
It's quite, I mean, I've been doing that, but it's quite strong inside me.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me think that it's not just mine alone.
Yeah.
That I actually, because anyone that knows me well knows how close I am to her.
Yeah.
And it's just that I think I think what I was doing was locking down my feelings about, about her.
Yeah.
But actually, when I saw something of her emotions, because she's not a person shows her will talk about her feelings or anything, as I told you before. And because now that she showed me with her body gesture, she put down her head and she had tears in her eyes when I asked her. And so I've picked up the pain that's in her. And that's why I feel I'm crying, but I don't think I'm crying because of my grief, but it's my grief connecting with her.
Yeah.
Her grief, if you like.
Yeah. So there's a movement, as we connect with that pain in somebody else, where there's a movement of that energy flowing to us and trying to flow through us still. So where it's hurting us, it's where we can grow into being able to be even more love, even more compassion in the face of that pain. So we kind of open up a pathway, a deeper and wider in us, in that relationship, which gives another way for energy to flow through. So that's really nice, beautiful work to do there, Margarita. A little bit more.
Thank you. That's been really good.
Yeah. So what's evolving for you, Rosette?
Well, I have problem with my throat too. I have only one vocal cord, the other one had been cut during an operation, and I put necklaces in lapis lazuli and so on because it's supposed to help. But in fact, I don't give it attention enough, because I'm doing something after that. And I did the whole process with that, what I have in my throat. And it really felt good. I had never done that because, I did it another way. And that's very, very soothing like that.
Yeah.
And then by breathing, I had the feeling that I could take it away much better than with, some kind of toffee for the throat like I do usually.
Yeah.
And give it attention because I thought about it, and I thought I have never really done something with it.
Yeah.
Other than, you know, practical little thing.
Yeah, and it's what's a good thing to, we know it, but it's good to remind ourselves. But any symptom, you know, our emotions, our physical symptoms of discomfort is saying over here, you know, it's actually calling our attention. We just live with it, we ignore it, and we just get on with our life. But it's actually calling our attention to it. So there's a healthy mechanism built in that it's actually saying over here, so the solution comes, as in the energy comes to its place. So let's spend a few more moments then. It seems like we all need a bit more time. So let's come back into what's remaining there.
I don't see you anymore. Okay.
Okay, so come back into what's remaining, and where do you feel that, and how is that in the body? How big, how heavy, shape, how dense, how light, and just allowing it.
Yeah. I lost it. I lost you for a while. To whom are you talking now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you see all of us? Can you see all of us, Rosette?
Yes, okay.
So coming back into the body, to
yes.
where you feel it, into your throat, into your feet, or your throat, your head, into where it's hurting you, Margarita, when you see, you witness her pain. Where in your body are you feeling it now? What's remaining that hurts you still? Go in there, allow it. Be with it, accept it, be with it. And start to notice what's remaining, shape, size, density of that, what's remaining. And just to bring gentle, soft, loving attention to shine there. Bathe that place in gentle, soft, loving attention. Allowing everything. Any softening, allow it. Any spreading, allow it. Any flowing, allow it. Breathe. And just shining soft, gentle love and compassion to that place. And again, when it's a bit overwhelming, we kind of go into the content, and maybe we can come in back into the body. And where is it actually hurting? Where's that pain coming? Maybe you can put your hand there to where it is. And allow it. And just looking with gentle, soft love on the place. Now, other ways we can bring more energy to this place that you may like to consider, as well as your own gentle attention, you may want to invite in the gentle love of another source. So I know, Margarita, you have your own other relationships with God, the energy of love and divine love. You can allow also to shine into that place if you want to. It's only to help you out with that moment there.
Actually, that's what I find the best, because
yeah.
I'm not able to do anything else emotionally.
Yeah. So again, just inviting, if there's another energy of love, source of love you want to invite to shine there, be free to do so. And with that, together, looking with love to this place. In thankfulness that here we are with this moment to shine love right here. Allowing that place to be receiving the love that is shining there. So that place that needs the energy of love is just receiving gentle, soft love into that place. Allowing everything. And remember also, if you like to explore that everything can happen at the pace of our intention. So you may just consider like a time speeding up as you're looking with love there. And so there's like a zooming forward in time. Let's just play with that. Look with love and let time go forward fast. Allowing everything, allowing the softening, spreading, flowing through the body and out. And then just take a few more moments and then we'll see how things are evolving. If you're still focused there, just smile in your heart as you're shining love to that place and allowing the softening and spreading and releasing. Okay, so gently in your own time, let's come back together. And I'd like, if everybody has a little bit more time, I'd like to see if we can do something as a group. So how's your head now, Dita?
Yeah, it's still there's still something there, like some hard things, but it was good. It was helpful.
It was helpful.
Like some softened, but it was good. Just like to feel this, to shine this love, and
Yeah.
but there's still something left.
Something left. Okay. Janine, what's evolving for you?
Really nice experience. I could imagine me with the very small feet, and then I imagined taking those tiny feet into my heart, which was nice, and sat with that for a while. And then I started thinking of all the places they've been while they've been growing up to the size they are now. You know, all the beaches I've walked on, the countries I've travelled to, the, you know, walking around different houses and different places, and as my own children's little feet, and as they've grown up to be adults, and that was really lovely.
Yeah. And so nice. So that's actually evolving your relationship with your feet quite somewhat then.
Yeah, and I actually, you know, before I've sent love to it, but I could actually feel the gratitude of everywhere that I've been, you know, every step I've taken, and actually feel the genuine gratitude rather than a trying to feel gratitude.
Yeah, wonderful. So if you was to now, as you connect with your feet and you kind of measure on the Sue scale, because like from kind of hating them is like in the minus, and you know, to feeling now gratitude and some kind of pleasure and happiness, where are you, let's say, on the love scale towards your feet now?
I'd say probably a 7. And when you were talking about it, I was thinking of the Happy Feet, the penguin film.
Yeah.
You know, they're dancing on the ice.
Yeah. So that's a big evolution. Yeah.
It is. It's a change in feeling towards them. Like the pain is still there, but I feel very differently towards them.
Yeah.
And the pain is lessened. It's the sight of sometimes when it starts to go, I get a numbness and a pins and needle feeling, and it's more there now rather than the actual harsh pain that was there at the start.
And so that evolution has come about while you've been doing your, you know, Happy Feet journey through your life. Actually, that little journey of transformation.
I mean, some of it is time, you know, the hour we've spent, you know, I've got my feet up and everything. So some of it is that. But yes, it's definitely been a nice journey for them.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Rosette, what about you?
Well, it was very nice too. It kind of went away slowly, and now I feel it's not very warm in here, but I feel a lot of warmth here, and then it went down like that, and I don't have this heavy feeling that I get sometimes there. It's completely gone. It's really nice.
Very nice. Very good. Yeah. Margarita, about what's evolving for you? There's still some way to go. But
more aware of is the fact that when I talk about it, I don't feel it. But when I go into myself, I realize how deep the pain is in me still. And even with doing the breathing and even letting in love and everything, it's still, it's almost as if there's like oceans of it, but like that there are layers upon layers upon layers that I never realized before. And that's where I'm beginning to realize that I'm probably feeling, I don't actually feel that it's all my own. I actually feel that the layers and layers and layers I'm feeling are actually hers.
Yeah.
And that she has never allowed to release because she didn't know how.
Yeah.
She's highly intellectual. And so maybe it's a very good thing in a way that actually doing this is allowing me to be able to help her more, because actually by bringing love to what I feel, and it's in my throat especially, and like when I'm talking now I'm fine, but actually when I go back and just feel, then it becomes very intense. But I think it's a little lighter all the same than it was. But I feel there's a lot more that I have to go with it, because it's almost, the thought that came to me is, I don't want to let this go. But like, I don't think it's myself saying that, because that's not how I feel about when I have a pain, or an emotional pain even. It's almost as if that I'm feeling what is there already. Because when somebody doesn't know that they can release something, they're just holding it where it is. And I'm just wondering whether I can actually, by continuing to send love into where I feel it in my throat, that I can actually help the other person, like energetically, to release it as well.
Yeah,
So
because remember, there's like, as we're a channel handling the energies of life, and another person is a channel handling the energies of life. So here you've got, you're somebody who is very empathetic, so you're open and you feel people, you feel the life, you feel others, you feel yourself. And so what you're connecting to in her, that's, you're feeling that, and it's hurting you. And you've got information coming about the energy. So that's, that's flowing, because the energy, just like you had energy and any energy flowing through you, you get information about the energy. However, to recognize that where it's hurting you is your channel's ability at the moment to handle it in a greater way. So as it's quite a deep thing, and I wanted to ask everybody as a group maybe to try something a little bit different as a group here, and maybe we can kind of rotate and do this for each of us over the session, spend some time, is now that we understand how to accept, allow, and to bring gentle love and attention to the entity, whatever that is, whether it's my own pain or somebody else's, or whatever we're shining the love, let's invite one person and their energy of, where they're blocked, about the subject that they're blocked, and allow us as a group to join you to shine love to the same place. So we have 5 people's energy of love shining in one place. Would you accept to spend a little moment to do that?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that okay with everybody? And then each time we'll make a rotate and see if allow everybody the experience of being the one to receive the group energy of love. I think that might be interesting.
It sounds lovely, actually. It sounds very good.
It sounds really nice.
Yeah. So I if it's okay, I'd like to invite Margarita with what you're going there, because it's quite a strong experience that you're having and may benefit from some extra energy from us. So if you want to just take a moment to connect back in with, where do I feel her pain in my body, and where is it hurting me, or that all her hurt that is in her, that she's holding and not letting go, not able to, where am I feeling it in myself? And can you tell us where that is?
It's actually in my throat. You see, when I talk, I come out of it, but when I relax into it, but it is actually in my throat, because like that's where I find myself wanting to, like, to cry or to, feeling the pain of it. So it's in my throat.
Okay, so let's all of us be in the place of allowing it. Allow it to be there. Just don't try to do anything with it. Allow it, all of us, to be right there. Let's bring our attention to this place in the throat, Margarita. Allow it to be there, and let's just be with it, with our attention. And let's bring the gentle, soft attention of love to this place in the throat of Margarita. And again, to be in thankfulness and happiness to have the chance to do this for our friend. So happily shining love into the throat of Margarita. And thankfulness that we can sit here and do this. Isn't that wonderful? Happy love shining into the throat of Margarita. Allowing everything. With love and compassion. And tell us what's happening in there.
For me, it's amazing because I felt that as if there was a channel open between me and her, and I felt the love flowing through me out into her. And I tell you what, it has taken, I don't feel the same pain anymore, because I feel it's a light feeling of you know, the calmness in my own throat, and it's a feeling of, you know, love flowing through to her. I mean, like it's the first time that I've really felt it so powerfully flowing through to her. And I can still feel it flowing.
Yeah.
And I actually think, you know, I think it's really powerful.
Yeah.
I think it's a really powerful thing to do, to send love as a group to somebody.
Yeah.
And thank you very much, everybody, for your love, because I could feel it flowing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so wonderful not to do it just by yourself, but to do it as a group as well.
Yeah. So let's take one more step in this, because now we have some flow movement going on, Margarita, in this relationship dynamic that she has. So we might be tempted to say, okay, enough, we did enough, she's got some flow. Okay. However, we have the ability to continue to help to shine more energy there. So let's just make a research here and see what happens if we add more to the same place in its same dynamic of feeling the pain of her family member, now with love. But let's just continue to hold that place in Margarita in love and softness. Just let's make a discovery of what happens.
Yeah. Can I just take a moment to go back into the place and see, because when I talk, I come out of it.
Yeah.
And I just want to see where it's at inside me.
Okay.
Just a moment, that's all. I'm nodding my head because it's okay.
Okay. So let's all now just allow it to be however it is, and looking with love and shining happy love, because we have movement also. Happy love, grateful love, shining into the throat and the whole channel of flow of Margarita in that relationship. So just looking with love there. Happy, thankful love for the flow movement now. Just because we can, and just because she's worth it. So shining even more love in happiness. Happiness for the flow in that place. Happy love. Thankful for the flow we have. Happiness for the flow that we have. Celebration energy of the flow that we have. Shining love there. Just because we can. And now let's see what's evolving still, even. What more is evolving?
You know, extraordinary thing is that all of a sudden, all the things that I have felt angry about, where she has been treated unjustly in situations, now the whole thing is becoming Thanksgiving. It's as if there's just a feeling that I'm, you know, that Thanksgiving is in me, I'm sure as well, for her whole life, for everything that she is, and everything she is in her life, and you know, even where she's at. Now, I'm sure that when I go into it again, I'll find emotions there, but at the same time, it's a very different feeling to what I've had, because a lot of the time when I was thinking about her, it was kind of, I think maybe not exactly anger, but grief, I think, as much as anything, for where she has come to, because of, you know, a very, very promising, bright life, and where she has come to. But you know, I'm now beginning to feel grateful for all she is and for her being, and grateful too that I can let go of this angry feeling that I've had, because she has been treated. Uh, she's highly a very, very clever woman, but it wasn't streetwise. And I had a lot of anger about the fact that she didn't sort of get that, and that she was treated accordingly. And that is all sort of melting away, because it's all just part of the story, part of her story. And so I'm so really grateful. But I'm also grateful for the love of the group, and because I can feel God's love flowing through this group now. I mean, for me, that God's love has become so much more powerful flowing through me because of the group. And I mean, you personally mightn't feel any of that, but I mean, that's what it is, really. Everybody has it, but we don't have to. Each one has their own way of thinking, and that. And so I'm really grateful for that. You know, like I felt the love going stronger and stronger, flowing stronger through. And it has changed. But I know there's a little way to go. I can feel it still. I know that when I stop talking and go back, I'll still feel it a little bit. But at least now I know I can even call in other people mentally when I am, when I am doing the healing for her, healing with love, I can call in others now, maybe not in this dimension even, to increase that
bring
love.
the love from other sources to shine there too.
Yeah, but I'm really grateful to each one of you. Could I do something in return, though? What I'd like to do is for each one of the 4 of you that have sent love to me, I'd just like to take a moment now and send love to each one of you where it's at for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask, did you feel anything?
Yes. Yes.
So thank you for participating in that, and it's an interesting, thing to do, and a nice, beautiful thing to do, and to bring more energy to the same place, from multiple sources. And I've done some healing circles like that with groups, and if the subject has found it quite a powerful experience. And so I'd like to invite, in the sessions that we still have, an opportunity for each of you to have an experience like that too. And if I can just take a little bit more of your time before we break up. I once watched, and you've probably all seen it, I once watched Greg Braden doing a lecture. There's a video, and he's talking about a Chinese hospital, which may even have closed by now, but the staff were taught to chant into the emotional state of the patient having already been healed of whatever the ailment was. And so he was showing in his lecture behind him on the screen a live healing taking place of a kidney tumor shrinking while these doctors were chanting into the state of it's already healed, and the emotional state of how you would feel if something's already healed. And so that state is something like hallelujah. It's like a worship for the greatness for healing and gratitude and happiness and joy for the healing that has taken place already. And they're having multiple people standing in the energy field of that around the person who had the ailment, helping something to change in the subject. So when I saw that, I was looking at it from an energetic point of view, and I thought, well, how, can we use that? Can we do that? And while my husband's been ill at different times, I wrote a little song to get myself into the state of he's already healed, which is a very high energy state of joy, happiness, and gratitude, and worship, which would have lifted and supported him in his journey. I know it would have made a difference. So if we kind of look at that, just extrapolating that, here we're not looking even at physical illness, we're looking at spiritual illness, as in where we're blocked. But in addition to shining love, we could also be entering into the state of it's already healed, it's already done, it's done already, and the happiness and the gratitude and the love and the joy of it's already done. And that vibration is a higher vibration to shine, even higher than just looking with love. It's a higher joyful vibration to shine into the place. So that, I think that might be interesting to explore, because we have a group now and we know what we're doing. Would anybody like next time to kind of experiment with that? You know, to have an individual who, the headache or the issue that you would like to evolve, to be a subject, and everybody find a way into the state of happiness that it's already healed, and celebration and joy and exaltation that it's healed, and see how that energy helps. What do you think? Interesting experiment?
Yeah.
Would that be
I think it'd be very good. I think the power of the group is a big thing. I've followed Liv McTaggart's things where she has the groups of 8, power of 8. And I just think it's the group healing is so much more than the separate components.
Yeah. So it's like, as we are a group, there's a chance that we have to explore something like this that we don't normally have. So whilst we want to have time for our own healing as well, maybe we can rotate and have an opportunity to be the subject like that, and do a bit of exploration of energy work, healing in this way. What do you think? Dita, are you up for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Dita, what about you?
Dita?
Yeah, in general, I would like that.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm kind of I need to move, I think.
Yeah,
you know,
we're kind of done for tonight, but I just wanted to get your consensus at it, really. So, okay.
Yeah, but I'm interested.
Okay, good. So let's let's see what we do next week then, and see if we can use the power of the group in some helpful way for us. So thank you, everybody. I hope it's been helpful for you personally. And thank you, and see you next time. And good to see Margarita smiling. And we did good. So thank you very much, everybody. I'll just stop the record now. And